Good evening, nail pros, and welcome to the next evolution in nail care, where innovation meets artistry and performance meets protection. Today, we are not just talking about a base coat, we are unveiling a game changer. We are introducing the CND Shellac Epic Smoothing Base. This is a revolutionary 2-in-1 hybrid that primes, smooths, strengthens and transforms the way we work with shellac. This isn't just a product, it is a power tool in your professional toolkit. Designed to elevate your services, enhance your artistry and deliver flawless, long-lasting results for every client, every time. We are extremely honoured and privileged to be joined tonight by two leading lights from CND. The Senior Education Manager for EMEA and APAC, the fabulous Nataliya Al-taai, and the Director of Research and Development, the insanely clever Jamie Welton. So tonight we have a unique opportunity to ask as many questions as you want, so please make the most of it. You all know me, I am Sarah Marr. I'll be on hand in the chat box, which we would like you to utilise as much as humanly possible. But without further ado, I'm going to hand over to the wonderful Nataliya, who is going to begin this epic session.
Thank you, Sarah. We are beyond excited to spend an hour with the wonderful nail professionals from the UK and Ireland. And I am beyond excited to share the stage with Jamie. We do this quite often, but this is the first opportunity we have to do this with Sweet Squared. So welcome everyone. As Sarah said, please do ask as many questions as you can. We will try to address them at the end of the session as well. Now, I am sure that you are all sitting and wondering, what is this wonderful product that we are talking about today? And if I ask you a question, does your clients who are asking for shellac, wishing their shellac manicure to last longer? And I'm sure that every single one of you will answer yes. So please tell us in the chat, is this something that your clients are looking for? But we also know through extensive research that nail pros are looking for a product that will give them the opportunity not only to extend the wear of CND shellac, but also do a little transformation, create a slight apex, add a little bit of thickness, do a little line of light on the natural nail without the use of enhancement system. Maybe you are the nail professional who do not do enhancements at this point, or you're not interested in doing enhancement systems at all, or maybe your customers, your clients are looking for a natural nail coating that does not remove any shine from the surface of their natural nails. And at the same time, maybe you're looking for a product that could be removed just as beautifully and as easily as CND shellac, but will last on the compromised nails. So the answer has been given to us by the wonderful minds of the CND Research and Development Lab. And I know Jamie will join me and say that it took them, 10 years of research and development to make this product even possible. With the latest technology, CND always, able to invent some molecules in the lab. And this is the answer to your prayers. The innovative fusion of self-smoothing gel with the superior adhesion and removability of CND shellac that we all love so much. Now, I will probably say this a couple of times throughout the session, and I want you to embed this in your mind. The CND shellac smoothing base coat is not an enhancement product. I'll say it one more time. It is not an enhancement product. It is designed specifically to be used with CND shellac. And what you get in return is everything epic. Epic wear, epic smoothing, epic strength, epic flexibility, and absolutely epic results. So we have a question for you. Are you ready to plump it up? Amazing. Well, I'm sure everybody is ready to plump it up because we have been ready for the last, 15 years since shellac hit the market? Absolutely. So let's talk about it. Let's get all the science bits and bobs understood so you are equipped with everything you need when you will get the opportunity to purchase the product, which is not long from now. So C&D Shellac Epic Smoothing Base merges the trusted technology of C&D Shellac Original Base Coat with the advanced smoothing benefits of smoother, of thicker kind of gel. Jamie, can you tell us a little bit more about this fantastic science and what makes it different?
So yes, absolutely. I hope that you're all really excited about it from that video. And I love talking about the science of what we do. So thank you in advance for listening to the science. To tell you a little bit about this formula, we have a lot of new invention in here. Number one, we have a custom invented oligomer. We needed an oligomer that had the resiliency, the durability, but we also needed more flexibility to allow that glide off removal that we're going to talk more about. Also, our acetone soluble polymers. You remember hearing about those over the years of shellac, but the one in here is a bigger, plumper acetone soluble polymer. So it's giving that thickness, the capability to fill in the ridges, build some apex. And then probably most importantly for the performance is the adhesion promoter. And we're going to go more into that as we're talking, but it is a novel adhesion promoter. You can picture its structure somewhat like a magnet with a reactive head to link into the system. And I can't wait to tell you more about it as we go through this. The other thing that you're really going to like is how this film cures. It's going to give you some very novel grip canvas technology also that we're going to go into. And then a little bit more about the formula. It is breathable. We all know that nails themselves don't breathe, but a lot of people do want a permeable coating to allow their solar oil to permeate through it, their lighting oil to permeate through it. So this coating is breathable. And it is formulated without free HEMA monomer, which is important to a lot of people who have sensitivity. So our adhesion promotion in here is not driven by HEMA, it's driven by novelty.
So Jamie, I have a burning question here. A lot of nail professionals heard and seen competitors launching rubber base coats. Can we draw a parallel between Epic Smoothing Base and other competitive products that are similar in what we like features and benefits?
So we could draw a comparison in terms of feel. I would say that this has somewhat of a feel of a rubber base coat. Thick, plump, bouncy, but the chemistry is not comparable to competitive rubber base coats at all. Typically, rubber base coats, when we have brought them in and reverse engineered them, their adhesion is either driven by free monomeric HEMA or in some cases, free acrylic acid. All of these things can have a deleterious impact on nail condition. The adhesion promotion package of this does not. So some parallels in terms of feel, no parallels in terms of chemistry.
Thank you so much, Jamie. So the other thing that you will notice once you start working with this product is that the Epic Smoothing Base has a thicker viscosity in comparison to the original base coat. And this viscosity helps us to visibly plump up the nail surface, creating a much smoother, more refined appearance when we are enhancing the natural nail with ease. And that's particularly important when we want to improve our shellac color coat application. Jamie, please tell us a bit more about that, because I know that the nail professionals will be so excited, especially when we talk about highly pigmented colors that some of us actually struggle to apply over the original base coat because of the difference in technology. Please tell us a bit more about that.
So when you have this product in your hands and you cure it, and by the way, you're going to cure this on button 2S. Again, we'll go more into that. You're going to notice a very firm, plump, almost rubbery film. And as a result, let's say difficult to apply colors. For instance, we all know and love Romantique, and we all know and sometimes hate Romantique because it can be very challenging to apply if your natural nail is not flawless. This is going to give semi-sheer colors like that a perfect surface to apply on, and it will allow them to have a more effortless porcelain-like appearance. And then this is a wonderful base for vivids. It works very, very well with deeply pigmented colors as well, which we're going to show you some examples of that as we go through this.
Thank you, Jamie. And I just also like to add that, most of you probably sitting there thinking, how will I differentiate which one I need for which client? And we will talk about that in just a moment. But at this point, what I would really like to say is that when you have a client with healthy natural nails, you can continue using the original base coat. But when you have a client where original base coat is not giving them the performance, the wearability, the nails are chipping, they're peeling, they're not getting what they're looking for, and they're not quite ready for an enhancement system like PlexiGel, whether shaper or builder for that matter. This base coat is going to give you the opportunity to open the door for a completely new clientele. And you will absolutely love it. So, of course, Jamie already spilled the beans about the grip canvas technology. So let's elaborate a little bit on that, Jamie.
Okay, grip canvas technology. So again, we go back to the big, large, robust, strong, resilient oligomer we talked about. So that's going to be creating our cross-link density. Then we have several different monomers that are building linear polymers that build off across that cross-link density. And then we have that rich, plump, acetone-soluble polymer. And all of that combined creates, it will truly feel like a canvas for you. The grip portion of grip canvas comes from that adhesion promotion compound that we talked about, the one that is somewhat magnet shaped. So when you combine those together, you have something that is truly adhesive and is going to give amazing wear, but also gives the perfect canvas for you to work off of, whether you're applying monocolor art or if you're going to apply more elaborate nail art.
Thanks, Jamie. But once again, thinking about what we normally hear when we do in my line of work, I do a lot of traveling. I see different nail professionals in different countries. We do salon visits. And one of the asks that we continuously hear from the nail pros across the globe is that they were seeking more robust adhesion for C&D shellac when providing services, particularly to clients with compromised nails, or the clients who were unable to get successful wear with C&D shellac. Now think about this. I'm sure if I asked you the question, do you have those type of clients in your client list that you've done everything you can with C&D shellac, but they never really had an opportunity to have successful wear? This is going to bring your lost customers back, because oh my God, wait till you see some of the real stories that we are about to show you. There is no nail damage. There is no filing to the natural nail before the application. There is no need to file and refine your apexes because you can use the gravity pull technique. This is not an enhancement product, but it gives you the ability to do an extreme transformation on a natural nail client who doesn't want any enhancement. And when it comes to removal, Be prepared to be absolutely mind blown when you see how this works. Jenny, let's talk a little bit more about the removability.
Okay, so you're going to see something pretty amazing when that wrap comes off. Can you show it?
Yes.
Can you cheat and show it?
Yes. We have the power.
Okay. So focus on what you're seeing. Oh, and what happened that's different than what you usually see when you're removing shellac? What's in your wrap? All of your color in your top coat. The glide off removal that you're going to see with this product, the color and top coat rapidly debond right into the wrap. And you may have a little bit of soft residual acetone softened epic smoothing base left, and you're just going to gently nudge it off. You're going to glide it off the nail. And this is both the longest wearing technology that we've done in a natural nail product, but it's also the gentlest. We've really combined properties that typically oppose one another here. And we've done it with, should we go more into a little bit about the adhesion chemical itself?
Absolutely. We love that.
Okay. So what is making this adhesion compound novel? Most competitive base coats are mainly acid functional. And when you have something that is acid functionalized, when you look at the pendant groups of your keratin, they're amino acids. Some of the amino acids are slightly more basic. Some of them are slightly more acidic. So basically your nail surface is amphoteric. The composition of those pendant groups changes as a function of age, as a function of ethnicity, health, so on and so forth. So there's a wide variety of substrates that nail pros are working on in terms of their client's nail chemistry itself. So if you're only using one kind of adhesion promotion, whether it's positive or negative charged, that's not leveling the playing field of adhesion. So what we've done here with our adhesion promoting compound that is somewhat magnet shaped, it is amphoteric. That means that it bonds to both negative groups and positive groups. So it levels the playing field. Multiple nail conditions will have adhesion with this compound. But when we then dissolve the product with our awfully fast acetone remover, it gently lets go. It is not bit down into the keratin, and it's not going to take pieces up with it. It just gently lets go. It could be compared to a magnet. So I think that you are all going to see the best nails that you will ever see when you remove this coating.
Fabulous. Jenny, I see there is a couple of questions that I think we should address at this point, if you don't mind.
Sure.
So Trudy wants to know if the base coat is likely to get thicker as we get through half of the bottle, for example.
You will not observe the thickening in this formula that you would for, say, see in our traditional base coat, which has a higher solvent content. There is very minimal thickening in this product. It is very thick to begin with, but you're not going to see really thickening as a function of time. And in case there are any questions I do want to address, you don't have to apply this thick if you don't want to. It's a very, very precise, firm brush in here. If you want to apply it razor thin, the same way that you would with our original base coat, go ahead. If you want to fill in ridges with it, go ahead. If you want to build a small apex with it, you can. It's very customizable.
Thank you. And we are, as you know, Jamie, very creative people. And sometimes we want to do things that maybe are not supposed to be done. So there is a question in the chat. Can we use this base coat with Plexigel or other systems? Or is it supposed to only be used with CND shellac? And I think this is the time to reverse this question back to the audience. And please let us know, what do you think in the chat? Do you think you can use this product with FlexiGel and others or not? Let's see. Okay, Debbie, no. Well, that's a correct answer. So, Debbie, we will send you a bottle of Epic Smooth Base as a gift for answering the first. Sarah, could you please take a note of the nail professional? And the reason is we've always, at the core of our education, we always advise you to stick to the system. If you use C&D shellac, you should use C&D shellac throughout the system to guarantee the best adhesion, the best wear, and eliminate any possibility of service breakdown. If you use FlexiGel, you use FlexiGel from the base coat all the way to the shaper or builder. And of course, FlexiGel is a more modern system, so it allows you to apply C&D shellac on top of it as it was designed to be done so. Jamie, if there is anything you can add from the science perspective to help the nail professional truly understand the core, why we are so diligent with the system use.
So the reason why we say that you have to stick with the system, in my laboratory, when we're developing formulas, Epic Smoothing Base, I think we went through, I want to say over 2,000 formula iterations before we achieved final formula. And then of that final formula, I think we have done close to 4,000 applications of it. The reason why we say stick with the system, we know it works. As nail pros, you have to be able to guarantee what your clients are going to wear. And you know that if it doesn't work correctly, they're going to come back and demand a fix or leave you a negative review and damage your business. When we tell you to stick with the system, it's because this is what we have proven and what we want to guarantee you for success in your job.
Got it? Give us the emoji. Yay. Okay. So next, what I would really like to do, and I'm sure that everybody would really appreciate it, is if we look at the both base coats together and truly take time to understand the difference between them. So we have two base coats, and we have the original base coat, and we have the new smooth base coat. What is the difference between them? So if we take the original base coat and think about the way we use it and why we use it and what it's intended for, the original base coat is designed to anchor color coat to the natural nail. Correct, Jamie?
Yes, correct. It is a thin anchor.
We cure it on button 1 only for 10 seconds, and then we apply a thin layer of color. And the base coat helps to cure color to the natural nail. So if you by any means apply a little bit too much of the original base coat, it is very difficult for the color to cure to the natural nail, and you observe service breakdown. Is this correct, Jenny?
Absolutely.
Right. So original base coat must be applied super thin and does not contribute to any strength or smoothing of anything. Right? Its job is to cure color to the natural nail. And you can use it on normal to weak nails. The smoothing base coat not only gives you 21 days of wear, which every client would be delighted with, and let me tell you that some clients will get it way over that figure. It also is 10 times more plumper in comparison to the original base coat. So it allows you, the technology allows you to customize your thickness. If you have healthy nail, you can do a thin application and extend the wear. If you have a compromised, delaminated nail, post-removal nail, I ate my shellac for dinner type of nail, the Epic Smoothing Base will help you to, optically improve the appearance of the natural nail, improve the adhesion, and allow you to add a little bit more because that's what you want to do. And then you cure it on button 2S because we want this base coat to be fully cured before we apply the color. And it's that, if you now think about it, why some of us have difficulty applying some highly pigmented colors over the original base coat is because it's not fully cured when we apply the color, right? Jamie, do you have any other science geeky bits to explain the difference between the two?
It's in alignment with what you said. Original base coat is just a skinny, thin anchor. It's almost like a layer of static. It's only successful when it's applied thin. And if you're having great success with that, wonderful. If you want something that has a little bit more forgiveness in the application, and with a much broader range of art capabilities and extended longer wear, then you've got to try Epic. You phrased it perfectly.
Excellent. And there are some questions. Obviously, we anticipated that some people will be interested to know, why would I need the original base coat if I have this wonderful base coat? Well, you do need the original base coat because there are some clients who do not require any plumping. There are, your pedicures, and clients who want a fast removal. So if you remember, Jamie said the removal time for the Epic base coat is 10 minutes to 15 minutes, depending on the thickness. But we all have customers whose nails are in super great condition. They come every 2 weeks. They like the Express 5 top coat. They like the 5-minute removal. Our time is money. So of course, it is best to keep both base coats in your portfolio, so you are truly customizing the selection based on your client's individual needs. Okay, now, Jamie, your favorite part. Let's elaborate a little bit on the thickness and the formulation.
Okay, so everybody likes a good visual. So this is 50 grit sandpaper. Picture this being natural nail topography. Specifically, picture this being a client who has acute ridges, or a client who did have their shellac for dinner and ripped something off with their teeth and have little bits sticking up. There are going to be situations where people do not have smooth keratin. So the sandpaper is sort of our way to represent that for you visually. But it's also to give you a representation of, let's say that you want to do detailed artwork. I do art in my free time, which is not much, but I do art in my free time, and I particularly love to draw. If you're going to do really fine line work on paper that is extremely rough, like let's say that you decided to use watercolor paper, which has a grain to it, and try to do fine line work, you're not going to be able to. So this is showing you what the true capability is here. So what was done here, me and my chemist were in the lab, and we took out literally 50 grit sandpaper, and on the right or on the left, we applied original base coat exactly as you would. Take the brush out of the bottle, make sure the brush isn't overloaded with product, and apply it as you would the natural nail. Epic smoothing base, we did the same thing. We didn't overload the brush, but we didn't wipe it dry either, and we just applied it as is and cured it. Now picture trying to create your art over this. You're going to have flawless art capability over the Epic smoothing base side because you now have a perfect canvas. I like this visual.
Fantastic. Yeah, it definitely, and I hope for everyone who maybe is a little guilty applying the original base coat in a little bit too thicker layers. And believe me, I was there. I was a nail professional for many years. I was there when shellac was launched, and I was also thinking, oh, let me just apply a little bit too much. And yeah, that didn't work. So this visual literally helps you to understand the core difference between the two base coats that we have. And let's look at some real scenarios, right? So here we have a natural nail that is pretty good looking. You would agree with me. And in the middle of the screen, you will see two different base coats applied to the same nail. So when you look at the top picture, you can see, and I would like you to take your eyes to pay attention to the line of light. It's a beautiful natural nail with the proper application of the original base coat. It will highlight all the minor imperfections that we have on the surface of the nail. So when we look at this line of light, we can see that it's a little bit disturbed. It's not ideal. And then look at the picture next to it when we apply one layer of shellac color in love letter. And again, look at the line of light. It is a little bit disturbed. But when we apply the Epic Smoothing Base, look at the immediate transformation that you give to that natural nail that already was beautiful, right? And if we take it further and take an opportunity to look at the color that is highly pigmented, like cream puff, for example, again, have a look at the natural nail with the original base coat, and we're not trying to take the reputation away from the original base coat, because there are people out there who are not looking at the line of light and they're not interested in that, and they just want a beautiful color application. But you can see the power of the smoothing base that you now have in your hands that before you didn't, and maybe you had to use shaper or something else on those natural nails. But there are people out there who do not want enhancement systems on their nails, and this product is for them. And I want you to think about the fact how many clients, how many extra new clients you can invite into your business by offering this base coat as a solution for them. Now, let's look at this video. In this video, we will compare the two base coats, the original base coat to the left of the screen and the smoothing base coat to the right of the screen. And now I want you to see the application side by side so you can see the difference in the thickness. You are in control. It's up to you how much of the base coat is needed to be applied to serve a specific need of a client. And this is the rule that we all know, and we have to remind ourselves that when we work with the original base coat, we apply it super thin because its job is to anchor color code to the natural nail for best adhesion, even on the compromised nails. And I always used to say, the thinner you apply it, the better results you will get with the original base coat. But smoothing base coat gives you the freedom. You can put it thin and extend the wear of a client who maybe is a little bit harsh with their shellac manicure, or you can add a little bit more and truly transform those natural nails. Jamie, do you have any sciencey geeky bits to add?
No, I just love watching this because you can see the beautification that the Epic side created with the Apex. I think it's very pretty.
Absolutely. So, and we can take it even further. You know, extreme transformation, you know that C&D has got a system for every type of client. And we all know, and if we don't know, we can definitely have another session to remind us all how to use our knowledge and use the C&D systems to truly deliver a treatment or a service to a client with different objectives for their natural nails. And there are a lot of people out there who do not want anything but just their natural nails. So Epic Smoothing Base gives us the opportunity to offer elevated service to the clients we already have. We also have the opportunity to invite new customers who maybe had bad experience in the past and they don't want their nails to be filed. And we've tried shellac on them and it doesn't work because they pick, they don't wear oil, they don't wear gloves. Believe me, this Epic Smoothing Base will solve all the problems. And me speaking from my own experience with this product is for those of you who remember me from classes or maybe we interacted at some point in Scotland, I have always been an enhancement person. Because of my natural nail condition was never suitable for C&D shellac, I couldn't get any longer than 7 days. Now I get 3 weeks and beyond by wearing Epic Smooth Base. And what it does for me, I don't have the kind of time to do plexigel on myself or do liquid and powder on myself anymore. So this truly serves my need as a client, and I love this product. And I am so passionate about it that I wish that as soon as you get your hands on it, you will realize that yourself. That this is something that I've truly been praying for a long time. But let's watch this video where we can do a transformation on a client that probably was not suitable for shellac in the past. Look at that. And a beautiful application of Shamrock Green Vivid. Delicious. Okay, now, as we said, we're going to talk about the real people. And the first one is my own client. This is my test client that, a year ago when we were still going through the testing. And let me tell you the story about this particular person. This is a 60-plus-year-old lady who works at the hospital and teaches the nurses for the surgical theater. So she doesn't operate herself, but she trains the nurses who assist the surgeons. So she has to wear gloves all the time. Now, this client has been coming to me since the inception of C&D shellac from 2010, and the nails were always popping off. The client didn't want to come in every 2 weeks. She wanted, because, different situations, she wanted her nails to last 3 weeks, and she was quite happy not to have any enhancement systems, because what she liked about shellac is that if she needed to jump into the theater and scrub in for a surgery, she could remove the shellac herself, which she couldn't do with the enhancement systems. And when we were testing it, I thought, right, I have one client that if it works on her, it's going to work on everybody. So here you see her natural nails are in pretty good condition. They're dry. They're a little bit ridgy. 3 weeks, it was 3 plus. It was actually 25 days later. This is a client with the heavy activity level, wearing smoothing base coat and Duraforce top coat, coming back after 25 days with not a single chip on her nails. And this picture was taken about a year ago. And since then, this is the only client I still have, because she comes every 3 weeks, and I try to not forget how to do nails with her help. And there is absolutely no issues whatsoever. The next customer we've got is a project manager, 28-year-old young lady who has experience of wearing liquid and powder for 10 years. And this is exactly what she told us. I could never keep shellac on my nails without it peeling off in one piece, so I was loyal to liquid and powder. I have a small baby now, and I need to keep my nails short. Epic Smooth Base is magic in a bottle. My nails last 3 weeks, and I could not be happier. Right? Look at the growth on this customer. Not a chip. And then to another customer, a nursery owner, a 43-year-old lady with 20 years experience of wearing various enhancement systems. Working full-time in the nursery means I am constantly washing my hands. I have tried shellac in the past, and I would only last 10 days, 7 to 10 days. Since trying out Epic Smooth Base, I get 4 weeks of flawless wear. And now this is a praise to Jenny. Whoever created it is an absolute genius. Drop the hat, Obama style.
Why, thank you.
Right. Okie dokie. So if we talk about it, it gives you everything you want, or everything you were missing, or everything you ever dreamed about. It gives you customized application. You can apply thin application for normal nails. You can do, I've seen somebody ask in the chat about rigid toenails. Absolutely, you can put it there. You can do a small evening out. Like when we talk about apexes, I will repeat myself. This is not an enhancement product. So you won't be creating a 0.5 centimeter high apex on the natural nails using Apex Smoothing Base. But it will give you enough capability to completely transform that natural nail. You will roll the bottle to blend. Remember, with all the base coats and all the top coats, we roll between our palms to blend all the ingredients. We don't need to shake it to create the bubbles. And you will cure it on the preset button 2S. And Jamie, I know that someone will be itching to ask, can we set it for 10 seconds on button 1 if we are working with extremely compromised nails?
I'm assuming that question would be based on needing to apply it more thick. I would still advise curing for the full 2S cure. If, let's say that it's somebody, like for instance, one of my project leaders who you've seen on social media with me sometimes, Caleb Dixon, he not only has ski slope nails, his index nails actually have a full divot down. So when I'm experimenting on him, I'll do a thin coat first, cure it, 2S, and then I will fill in that topography and cure it again. And it is not exothermic. I did see that as a question. When we go back to when we were talking about the chemistry, those thick acetone soluble polymers, those don't react at all. So they are not exothermic. That very long oligomer that we invented for this, it is difunctional, but it has a very long flexible backbone, again, mitigating the exotherm. So when you are building the acceptable apex that you can with this product, in the 2000 applications that we did, nobody observed a painful heat spike.
So if you are working on the compromised nails, the way I'm sitting here thinking as a nail professional, how would I do it? Now, obviously, if you're working on extremely compromised nails, you don't want the product to move if it's an extremely hot environment. And in any case, you can work in a conveyor belt, right? You can do 2 nails, cure them while you're working on the other hand, cure them. Because once it's cured, right, Jamie? If we do 2 nails at a time, and then we place the hand back into the lamp, and we are double curing the Epic base on the 2 previous nails, that is not a problem.
That is still acceptable to do, yes.
Fantastico. So if you're working on an extreme set of nails with deep ridges, maybe super thin nails, and you want to kind of add a little apex, you can do a little conveyor belt and fully cure it versus flash curing it. As Jamie just explained, it will be better for the adhesion and longevity if it's fully cured on the first cycle. Alrighty, so now let's watch the application. We have 2 application videos. One will be for the normal application style and the other one for the Apex. Please enjoy. Fantastic. And the second one is will allow you to apply a slight apex to the natural nail. You know, I just remembered something very funny. When I was doing my first removal with Epic, I kind of had like a little moment. I removed the wrap and go, oh my God, where is the color? And we're looking for it in case it fallen off. And then we opened it up and it was like, oh my God, what kind of magic, what kind of sorcery is it? So it's pretty cool. Thank you for all your questions in the chat. We will get to them in just a few moments. But there is a few more exciting bits to share with you. So what are the benefits for you as a nail pro introducing smoothing base into your portfolio of products and service for your customers? Well, first of all, it is going to save you significant amount of time. And I know there are a lot of questions in the chat about the difference between shape art and smoothing base, and we'll get to that. And I think it's very important for Jamie to explain it from the science perspective. So it kind of gives you the opportunity to better understand what products you use for which type of customers and nail conditions. But the two-in-one efficacy combines the base coat and the smoothing layer as a one step, simplifying your service menu and saving time for those people who may be not particularly suitable for shape art or any type of other builder in the bottle service. Customizable application allows you to tailor your thickness to suit each client's nail type, from natural and healthy to thin and damaged. Again, for those customers who do not want an enhancement system or shine removal or filing on the natural nails. You have the enhanced adhesion with grip canvas technology, which delivers superior bonding between the natural nail and the color code, reducing lifting and chipping, again, on customers with compromised nails. For those questions where you were asking about chipping and separation from the extension edge, I certainly would say you would see an improvement in those particular clients. Smoother nail surface. Thicker viscosity allows you to plump up the natural nail plate, creating flawless canvas for color application without removing top film, without filing it down. Done, kind of done and dusted within a minute or so. It strengthens and protects. It adds more resilience. It adds flexibility. It reinforces weak or compromised natural nails. It gives you an improved color application, as you have seen on so many videos. And I think you will definitely formulate an opinion of your own when you experience that for the first time, in comparison to the application of color or like difficult shades when you're applying them over original base coat. Effortless removal that we can continuously watch until the day ends, because it's just mesmerizing how quickly and easily it removes, even with a slight apex application. And the most important thing is happy clients, more services, more dosh in your pocket to spend on various other beautiful items, you will be able to win back your clients who have struggled with wear in the past. The Epic Smooth Base will deliver enhanced longevity and durability even on those clients who haven't experienced success with Cindy Shellac before, as its advanced adhesion and customizable application totally ensure the long-lasting, more resilient manicure that keeps your clients coming back to you. At the end of this session, and I believe, Sarah, please jump in, you will receive a product profile, an FAQ that will cover most of your questions, including the cost per services per bottle, plus session recording. And as a bonus, you will also receive a step-by-step application guide for removal and the application. So now let's go to the best part. And I think what we'll do is we'll just get our faces. Hayden, can you please make us all visible? Thank you. Yes, I'm new to this. Now let's talk about all the questions. We have some time and we truly want to make sure that everybody's questions get answered. If they don't, we'll make sure that everybody who was registered on the call will receive email. Okay, Sarah, who should we answer first?
Well, I've written them all down. So I think we'll just go through the list. Okay, so first question we have is from Amy, and she would like to know the bottle size and a cost per service if we have one.
Okay, so cost per service, we will have to get back to you because we need to calculate it based on the UK prices.
It'll depend on how much product you're using as well. If you're using it thickly or thinly, what your clients' nails are like.
Yeah. The applications per bottle, Jamie, do you have the number for us?
I do, but I don't know what I'll
to you.
Yes. To answer the question, it's in a 1/2 ounce bottle, and part of the reason why is it's too thick to fill in a 1/4 ounce bottle, so it's a 1/2 ounce.
So 1/2 ounce for us will be 12.5 mils, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Trudy would like to know, for all clients, will a thin application still give the same longevity as a thick application?
Yes. In both our testing in our salon, our field test, other beta testing, and our final claims test, applications were done both thin and thick. There was no differentiation inward between the two. The only differentiation you're going to see when you're applying thick or thin is your removal time, and that's obviously intuitive. If you have more coating on there, you have more coating that acetone has to permeate through.
Perfect. Is it good for clients with bendy nails?
With what nails?
Bendy, flexible.
Oh, that's what I have. So I have absolute horrible natural nails. They're really super duper thin and they're very hygroscopic. So when I'm in water, my nails turn to mush. And for that reason, typically I would only be positioned into an enhancement category. But with Epic Smoothing Base, it will bend and flex with those flexible nails. Or if you want to put it on people with hard nails, it works for that too. This is where the customizability comes in.
Perfect. Vanessa would like to know if there's any benefits to using Epic Smoothing Base on top of Plexigel before shellac application.
No, I don't think you'd need that.
Okay. Amy would like to know, will clients with free edge lifting see an improvement in their adhesion?
Yes, they will. Big time. I would have to pull up what the exact data is, but there is a fabulous reduction in lift prevention. And like I said, I'm one of the people with horrible nails. I don't lift in Epic Smoothing Base. You will see a great improvement.
Grand. Obviously, you have told us that it plumps the surface of the nail. So is there any benefit to using it over the top of glitter before you apply top coat? So you would have your 2 layers of shellac, your glitter, then your epic smoothing, I suppose like a ridge filler, and then your top coat over the surface.
You could try it, since that hasn't gone through that 2000 application matrix that I talked about. The results wouldn't be guaranteed. I think it might work. We just wouldn't be able to guarantee that for you.
But worth a try. Okay.
I would like to jump in with the answer to the question on services per bottle.
Okay.
With Epic Smoothing Base, you would get approximately 45 services per bottle if you're using kind of medium application. So it is very difficult for us to tell you exactly how much people or how many people you will get out of the bottle, because it truly depends on the thickness of your application. But Jamie, this is based on the test at the lab salon, 45 services per half ounce.
Yes.
Our next question is from Sophie. And Sophie says, I sometimes use Shaper under Vinylux. Can I use this as a smoothing base before my Vinylux application?
So because this is within the shellac system, it is very solvent sensitive because it has to dissolve with acetone. Vinylux is a very high solvent product. All air dry enamels are. So Vinylux would macerate this coating. If you're going to use Vinylux over a category, you would want to keep it over your enhancements, liquid and powdered plexi gel, Brisa. You would not want to put it over this. I tried. It gets mushy.
Can we use any of the CND shellac top coats over Epic Smoothing Base?
So you can use all of them because we are making a 21-day wear claim. I personally would not recommend using Express 5 because that is a 2-week top coat and it is not built for 3-week chemical resistance. Could you do it? Yes. Could we guarantee that you're going to be happy with how that top coat looks after 3 weeks? Not as much. So for that reason, I would recommend Original Duraforce No Wipe top coat with this.
Okay. The longer it stays on, does this mean the removal time is longer? So if somebody wears it for 2 weeks, is it going to remove faster than it will if they've worn it for 3?
For this base coat, we're seeing roughly comparable removal times at 2 week, 3 week, 4 weeks. There is a slight increase, but where that's coming from more is increasing cross-link density of the color in the top coat.
Okay. Trudy says she uses a shaking machine. Should she stop?
For your color, if you want to, go ahead. I wouldn't recommend using a shaking machine on any base coat, any top coat, or any enhancement, because you don't want to aerate them. If you, particularly your top coats, if you get air in your top coats, then you have a little microscopic divot, and then you can get weird looking little black dots on your coating. So color, yes, go ahead. I wouldn't recommend it for base, top, and enhancements.
I know we touched on this briefly at the start of the session. Is this a rubber base?
Kind of. You're going to think that it feels like it, but chemically, no. Rubber base coats that we've experimented with, I've seen a couple of them kind of thrash up the natural nails. You're not going to see that with this. One of the claims that we're actually making on Epic Smoothing Base is that we do not induce white spots like a leading competitor.
We have a couple of questions about the clarification of what you just said about the top coats, Jamie. Could you briefly recap on it? You said that you wouldn't recommend using Express 5 because it's designed for 2 week worth of wear, but you would recommend that we use any of the other CND shellac top coats.
Yeah, so let's say that your client prefers like a 2 week wear cycle. Some people do because they don't care for the grow out of 3 weeks. Express 5 would be suitable for that. And you can apply Express 5 for a 21-day wear. It's just that top coat is not built for chemical resistance. It's built for fast removal. So the longer you wear it, the more the client is in detergent and cleaner and so on and so forth. So you could wear Express 5 for this 3-week wear cycle, but I personally wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend original Duraforce and no wipe top coat for this if you're going the 3 weeks or more.
So we have a couple of questions about similarities between this and Shaper. You've obviously said it's not an enhancement product. So I've got 2 questions. What is the difference between Shaper and this new base coat? And I've also got one from Suki that says, this sounds similar to Shaper, but it's not an enhancement product and can be soaked off. Are there any other differences? I'm wondering if I still need to use Shaper anymore to get longevity out of shellac.
So when you look at the chemistry between the two, Shaper is part of an enhancement system. So you're going to have to prep the natural nail, and you're going to want to be rebalancing that. You do not want to remove Shaper every single time you use it because you're prepping the nail. You want to only do that once to the nail surface. So Shaper is more of a commitment. It's an enhancement. And it's also extremely rigid mechanically. If we put that on our mechanical profile tester, it has an extremely high mechanical strength profile and very little bend. Now, when you look at Epic Smoothing Base, it doesn't have that rigidity. It's meant to flex with the natural nail. And you also can't build length. You do not build length with Epic Smoothing Base. You wouldn't want to. It would be all floppy and weird. So it's about what your client needs and what you want to apply as a nail pro. If you want the rigidity of an enhancement, then do stick with Shaper. If you have a client that does not want to commit to an enhancement style service, or if you don't want to offer enhancement style services, then you would want to use Epic Smoothing Base.
Perfect. Trudy would like to know if CND will ever offer a non-porous top coat that needs to be cracked before soak off to help compete with other top coats that are less permeable.
So I'm going to imagine that might be more driving towards the stain resistance for people that also do hair. I'm just going to go out and take a guess on that. That is something that you never know what the future holds.
Yeah. If we're applying Epic Smoothing Base to a nail with delamination, should we buff the delamination off first?
Personally, I would recommend doing that because this isn't going to make that delaminated sheet bond back down. It's not permeating through that many layers of keratin. So I personally would recommend doing that. But for me, for your guys' own enjoyment, this is my delam finger. For whatever reason, my right index finger delams every single time I wear anything. So if I wear Epic Smoothing for 3 weeks at the end, I will have a delam portion. It still does stay intact with the coating over the top of it. It's just when you take it off, then I'm like, haha, snap for me. So I would recommend if there is a huge delam sheet, do buff that off just because people can't resist.
I'm one of those people.
Can't.
Okay.
Sarah, before you continue, because
Yes.
I think if people don't mind, we're happy to take a few more questions. But I know Jamie wanted to do a little game.
Yes. Should we do the science game or the color game?
Let's do the color game, take a few more questions, and we'll do the science game.
Okay, color game. So the assets for Epic Smoothing Base. Which color shellac is the, don't look at my fingers, which color shellac is the closest to the pink on the Epic Smoothing Base label?
I want to play this game.
Well, go ahead. You got to type it in the chat.
So pop your answers in the chat box.
Yep, you got to put it in the chat. And whoever guesses right.
Fastest finger first. Rosebud, hot pot pink, pink bikini. Rosebud, pink bikini. Rosebud, rosebud.
All right, you ready for me to say it? Although I don't think anybody's guessed it yet.
No, give them a chance, give them a chance.
Pretty fruity.
Wait, somebody got it. Hold on. Debbie Horan, hot pot pink. I think she guessed it first.
So Debbie was the fabulous winner of the last bottle. So the next hot pot pink is Not what
I don't think
nobody
anybody
guessed.
else guessed hot pot
You
pink.
need to play your other game.
Okay, well, the runner-up color, because I was digging around in our stock routines trying to figure out what I was going to match to for my nails. The next closest one is actually Kiss from a Rose. Okay, well, that was a color question. I guess we could do the science question. We could do the science question.
Let's do our science question.
Okay, but if anybody actually guesses, okay, Laura Lee said hot pot pink.
Okay, Laura Lee, you can have it.
All right.
Well done, Laura. I'll get CX to send them out once they are available.
Okay.
Do you want to do some more questions and then we'll come back to the next question?
Yes, let's do more questions.
Okay, we're nearly at the end of the questions, to be fair. So Charlotte has asked, would this product alleviate the need to use Nail Fresh? And she assumes you still need to use Scrub Fresh.
Yes, you're going to follow your standard shellac prep protocol, and not with the R, not the remove shine, PEP protocol. And you will use Scrub Fresh for this. We did not test it with using Nail Fresh during that huge matrix. I would not necessarily anticipate anything bad happening, but since that's not part of the design protocol, I can't guarantee it.
Amy would like to know if heat will remove it any faster. She offers her clients a warm heat pad in the winter. Will this still be okay to offer?
So long as, and I believe I saw that it was one of the buckwheat heat pads, so long as it's something that it's not connected to any electrical source. Yes, you can. If it's a heating pad that's plugged in, do not ever do that anywhere near there is any kind of remover or solvent. But if it's a buckwheat heating pad, that will help accelerate it. Heat speeds up the kinetics of any reaction, and acetone permeating through a cross-linked polymer is also a kinetic reaction. So heat kinetically accelerates the molecules to permeate. So yes, that's okay to do. Plus it feels nice.
Especially in the winter in the middle of Britain.
Yep.
Debbie has said, I am ready to increase my prices. I'd like to do it in time with the introduction of EPIC to my salon. Can I be confident it will enhance retention on those clients who struggle?
I think that you're going to be really happy with it. So in our laboratory here in California, we also have a lab salon connected to it, and I have 2 licensed nail professionals who have been with C&D. Their combined experience is like 50 years. They've each been C&D nail pros for over 25 years. And if I'm feeling like being chaotic because I'm the youngest in the family, I'll walk back into the lab salon and trigger one of them on purpose, and I'll be like, I don't know. Do you think people are really going to be that excited about Epic's moving base? And she'll start pounding on the table and she's like, you don't understand what a game changer this is. And then one of our testers in the salon actually is a friend of hers who is also a nail pro who has annihilated her nails over the years doing weird things to them. And she feels the same. She was like, I want to do like a confessional when you launch this. I want to tell nail pros what a game changer this is going to be. So yes, I think you're going to be really happy, and I think your clients will be too.
I agree. It's a fantastic product. Okay, when will it be available in the UK? I can answer that one. We are launching on the 13th of October. So you will be able to get your mitts on it then. So you don't have long to wait now, to be fair. We've got one more question, and that is, will Epic Smoothing Base be replacing Wear Extender?
I think that it will. I think that when you use it, I think that that's how you're going to feel about it, because it gives you the grip canvas surface to work on. And then if you go back to when I was talking about the science of the adhesion molecule, the Wear Extender only has one type of adhesion. This one has amphoteric. So this is going to work on a broader category of people.
And that brings an excellent segue for your science question.
Okay. All right. Well, wait, before we do the science question, I also want to tell you guys something about that custom precision brush in there. It's a very short, firm brush. And one of the things that you're really going to like about it, if you have clients with like little teeny tiny pinky nails like me, that firm short brush is going to be really good for controlling application on these little tiny nails. It's also great on big nails too, obviously. All right, are we ready for the science question? And if anybody guesses this right, I already know that you heard me talk before and you're cheating. So it's going to be the person who gets the closest to the right answer. On one fingernail, when you apply Epic Smoothing Base, I want you to guess how many molecules of the adhesion promoting chemical there is. The person who guesses the closest without going over is the winner. Like The Price is Right. Do you guys watch that there? Do you have The Price is Right there? Or is that like an American show?
I'm gonna cheat and say go higher.
Yeah, go big or go home at this point.
Oh, Alison Brown, you were over. It's definitely not infinity. It's close to infinity. Nope.
Go higher.
It's way higher than any of you could possibly imagine.
Okay, I think we're going to have to call it and give Holly the win.
Vanessa.
There we go. Now we're getting closer.
Laura, you've already had. Oh, Claudia.
Okay, we're going to close the guess.
Okay, no more.
We're going to have to give it to Chelsea, even though she's not close. I think she said 10 trillion, 12 trillion. It's actually over 10 quintillion. Please do Google how big the number quintillion is. It is over 10 quintillion. That is a number so large, it is hard to wrap your brain around. It is exponentially larger than a trillion. It's about a trillion trillions.
A lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think if I could do a poll right now, I would want to know if this session was helpful. Did you like it? Would you like more sessions like this? Before Sarah will tell you when the next session is. And I also think that it will be a gift to Jamie if I gave you 1 minute to put one request to C&D R&D on your dream product from C&D. Do it fast.
I love to hear what your dream product would be. Thank you, Kirsten.
This is going to open up a can of worms. I love it.
We love can of worms. Let's do it. It's an unprecedented opportunity to tell R&D directly what you want.
Claudia says this is her dream product.
Aww.
Okay, well, can Claudia please get a dream product posted to her?
Yeah, you
Sarah?
can retire now, Jamie.
Please put Claudia on the list to receive her dream product. Okay. It's that kind of day. We make dreams come true.
You're like Oprah tonight, Nataliya.
How many do we have left?
One for you. One coat shellac, file off top coat.
No, wait a minute. It's a file off top coat for nightmare clients. That would be a fantastic name for a product. And we should release it at Halloween.
Charlotte would like neons. Would we like to talk about neons for a second? Seeing as we have Jamie here.
Yes, but I just saw a thing that said shellac that doesn't slide. I think you're going to see that over Epic's smoothing base coat. I think you're going to see the halt of the sliding. So I think we may have already delivered on that. Neons are something that we are always honestly working on in the background. I don't want to ever give you something that has a sun fade issue, and I can't ever give you something that has something in there that we shouldn't be using. So it's a very careful balance of optimizing that sun fade retention and the super bright color. Any neon pigment, how neons work, it's compounds such as red 22, red 28, yellow 8. Those are the main players that are within the compliance sphere. They harvest a photon of light from the sun in the region of light that you can't see, and then they re-emit it in the wavelength that your eyes can see. So it's harvesting ultraviolet radiation, basically, reflecting it back in the visible spectrum of light. That's a degradative process that kills that pigment as a function of time, so it will become less and less and less and less vibrant. That's why you see fade with a lot of neons. So it's something, let's see what the future holds.
Never say never.
Okay, we have a poll. So if you're interested to participate in a poll, please do, because it's really important and it will help us to, in the future, be able to bring you more sessions like this. As you understand that we obviously would love Jamie every day of the week, but that would take her away from the most important job of the lifetime, cooking some things for us in the C&D R&D lab. So I would like to take this opportunity to thank you all who made it into the live, and also thank everybody who will be watching this as a recording. And I'm truly sure that you will find this super helpful. And if you do have a question that was not mentioned, please email it to Sarah and we will get the answer to you. And Sarah, would you like to tell them something more exciting?
Would I like to tell them something more exciting? Yes. You can join me next Wednesday at 1 o'clock for the Autumn Trends Power Session, where we are going to be looking at all things autumnal, some beautiful colours, some nail art options, so you don't want to miss it. So the link to this class will be up on socials over the next couple of days. You will, of course, receive the recording for this call and a separate email, including a little certificate for yourselves for joining us tonight, and the tools that we said you would get. So your step-by-steps, your FAQs, and your product profile. Hayden has pinned the link to my call next Wednesday for the Autumn Trends Power Session, so you can register for it there. As always, we will send the recording out for that too if you can't make it, but you need to be registered. Thank you so much for joining us all tonight. I'm sure everybody has loved it as much as I has. We are very honoured to have Nat and Jamie at our disposal for these calls, and they are joining us again near the end of October for our Vivid Power Session, so you will absolutely not want to miss that. And again, the assets for that will be going out over the next couple of days, so you can register for that call too. You know where I am if you need me. We also have a fabulous CX team available on hand for you should you need anything. My email is sarah.mar@speakspear.com and my Instagram handle is @mamadoesnails. So please feel free to send me any questions or any requests if you need me to pass it on to Jamie, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. But
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.